Hi, I'm Graham and welcome back to Man vs Film. This is a top 10 of movies that you can watch right now on Netflix UK for the month of September 2018. So let's get started with number 10. The Lodgers. 1920, rural Ireland, Anglo-Irish twins Rachel and Edward share a strange existence in their crumbling family estate. Each night, the property becomes the domain of a sinister presence, which enforces three rules upon the twins. They must be in bed by midnight. They may not permit an outsider past the threshold. If one attempts to escape, the life of the other is placed in jeopardy. This was a really nice gothic ghost story. It doesn't rush its time, it has a rather melodic pace about it, and it definitely tells an interesting life in the early 19th century of these twins, of this ghost presence and how they are viewed by the small village round about them. I rather liked it. It's small in scale, but it's large in the emotions and the atmosphere that it brings with it. A really nice gothic ghost story. Number 9, Las Vegas. Best friends since childhood, Billy, the group's sworn bachelor, finally proposes to his 30-something-year-old girlfriend, and the four head off to Las Vegas with a plan to stop acting their age and relive their glory days. However, upon arriving, the four quickly realise that the decades have transformed Sin City and tested their friendship in ways they never imagined. When I sat down to watch Las Vegas, I kind of wrote it off as a kind of unfunny, aging people acting younger comedy. It stars Morgan Freeman, Kevin Kline, a host of other actors that you've known and seen in plenty of movies. And what it does really well is it builds up this core group of characters, people who have been together ever since their childhood, who've had fallings out, who have fallen by the wayside as they've got older and as the old age has kind of settled in on them, and going back together to relive their sort of childhood, to fix past problems, is rather funny, endearing, and just a genuinely interesting film. It isn't one that is overly taxing, but it's one that you can put on, disengage the brain, and just enjoy some of the funny humour, or maybe some of the relationship dramas that go on within this quartet. Number 8, Lone Survivor. Marcus Luttrell and his team set out on a mission to capture or kill notorious Taliban leader Ahmed Shah in late June 2005. Marcus and his team are left to fight for their lives in one of the most valiant efforts of modern warfare. Mark Wahlberg and Peter Berg have created some fantastic true-life tales. Deepwater Horizon is probably the pinnacle, but this is a very close second, and it's a really interesting story that really showcases Mark Wahlberg's key talents. He imbues this character with a sense of endearment, something that we become attuned to. We get this other group, this team round about him as they go against insurmountable odds and a terrain that is very hard to navigate while being chased by hordes of the enemy. It's action-packed, it's impactful itself. It is just an interesting movie, a true life tale, and one that is really just jaw-dropping to watch come alive on the screen. Number 7, Jason Bourne. Jason Bourne is again being hunted by the CIA. It begins with Nicky Parsons, a former CIA operative who helped Bourne, who went under and now works as a man who's a whistleblower and is out to expose the CIA Black Ops. Nicky hacks into the CIA and downloads everything on all their Black Ops, including Treadstone, which Bourne was a part of. Part 5 of the Bourne series was an interesting movie, yet somewhat flawed. We did get back the characters that we know and love from the first trilogy. They seem to have jettisoned much of legacy, and they bring back Matt Damon as Bourne. And it's interesting, and it does have some of those really good action set pieces, but it feels as if it's lacking something. It's lacking that kind of punch that most of the Bourne movies has. I'd be interested to see another sequel, and this one is still watchable, but it's nowhere near as comparable as, say, the first 3 movies in this series. But still, if you haven't seen it, time to check it out. Number 6, A Fish Called Wanda. In London, George Thompson, his seductive American girlfriend Wanda Gershwitz, and their associate Ken Pyle are planning their latest crime, a diamond heist that should net them 13 million. They plan on leaving the country with the goods after the heist, but things don't quite go as planned. A Fish Called Wanda was a movie that was everywhere when it came out. I remember seeing posters all over the video shop. It was on the TV stations, on the news, on the breakfast TV. The actors were everywhere, and rightfully so, because it is a masterful movie made with the core group of the Monty Python team, who create this heist movie that does its part with the heist, but kind of spattered round about the cast, these terrific characters, these people that become really endearing and are fun to watch in their plight. It's funny with some of the comedics that goes on. Kevin Kline is a revelation as Otto in this movie, and if you haven't seen A Fish Called Wanda, what are you waiting for? It's terrific. Number 5, Mississippi Burning. 2 FBI agents investigating the murder of a civil rights worker during the 60s seek to breach the conspiracy of silence in a small southern town where segregation divides black and white. The younger agent, trained in FBI school, runs up against the small town ways of his former sheriff partner. Gene Hackman and Willem Dafoe star in this fantastic social rights murder mystery, all involved about this carload of guys who are murdered because of the colour of their skin, and these are trying to break down the prejudice in this town to solve the murder, and people just don't help because they don't envisage the people who have died as actual people. It's got lots of social commentaries and that factor into it, but it's really a well-made and insightful movie with terrific performances across the board. Number 4, The Package. When a group of teenage friends go on a spring break camping trip, an unfortunate accident sets off a race against time to save their friend's most prized possession. I really enjoyed The Package, and I would understand somebody that told me that they didn't like it because it's not for everybody. It's one of those teen comedies, kind of like Road Trip or American Pie or that kind of ilk, where a guy somehow manages to sever off his own penis, and it's all about getting it reattached throughout the movie. And comical things happen and happen more often as the movie goes on, and it becomes fun and delightful. We get some nice characters, we get some nice jokes that are very well set up, and this is a silly switch off the brain and just enjoy Netflix original movie. If you don't like the idea of that synopsis, you may not like the movie. If it kind of intrigues you, or if you like Road Trip, American Pie, those kind of things, you'll probably have a lot of fun with this because it is genuinely quite funny. Number 3, Jigsaw. Bodies are turning up around the city, each having met a uniquely gruesome demise. As the investigation proceeds, evidence points to just one suspect, John Kramer, the man known as Jigsaw, who has been dead for over 10 years. I was a huge fan of the Saw series, and I was really glad to see it get reboot. It's not often that I'm happy about that, but this was kind of one of the things that was made me excited. They're helmed by the Spreeg brothers and bringing back Tobin Bell as Jigsaw. This brought back what made the first movie so special for me, the mystery. Who is the new Jigsaw? Who has taken his place? And it gave you some nice suspects, layered up the mystery, had some of the gore that you come synonymous with this series, and it left me wanting more at the end of it. I really enjoyed this kind of polished version of a Saw movie, and I hope there is more to come after this. Number 2, 20th Century Women. Love, life and the struggles of a mother bringing up a son in the late 70s. The ignorance of a free spirit against the needs of a young man trying to find his true character and beliefs. Living in the bohemian household shared with 3 like-minded spirited people that help pay the rent, his mother tries to establish bonds that he cannot deal with. This was one of those movies that I stumbled across, hadn't heard a thing about it, and left the cinema gobsmacked because I found such an enjoyable movie. It is basically about a single mother in a household with 2 other women that stay there that come together and decide that they're going to try and raise her son as a man, as the man they feel he should be, a well-educated man in touch with his feminine side. And it's just laugh out loud funny. It is touching, it is endearing, it has characters that are fully fledged that you are actually engaged with and willing to see how their subplots are going to carry out and what is going to happen with them. And you have all these characters that are so much fun to see together and having conversations and just discussing life and life's small problems. It's a fascinating movie. It's a movie that I hear nobody talking about, and it was on my top 10 of the year last year, and I think it is definitely worth checking out. Number 1 is Spy Game. CIA operative Nathan Muir is on the brink of retirement when he finds out that his protege Tom Bishop has been arrested in China for espionage. No stranger to the machinations of the CIA's top echelon, Muir hones all his skills in a reverent manner in order to find a way to free Bishop. We have Brad Pitt as a young spy caught by the Chinese government. We have Robert Redford as his old mentor who's trying to subvert the ways of the CIA to get Pitt back when they just want to write him off and leave him there. This is a fantastic 90s thriller. This is one of the ones that really hold up, that I go back to often, and I absolutely adore it. And that's the main reason why I've made it number one. It moves along at a brisk pace. It has really nice twists and turns. It has flashbacks that really enrich the characters and the situations and the relationships between each other all the way through the movie, while dealing with this conflict that they have ahead of them. It's fantastic. It's super well shot. It looks amazing. It's just all round a fantastic movie that seems to have been lost in time. And I want to bring it forward, make it my number one, and tell you that this is the movie to check out this month. So there we have it, 10 movies to watch for the month of September 2018 on Netflix. I hope you find something that you haven't heard of before, or an old classic that you've been meaning to check out, and I hope you enjoy it. Let me know in the comment box below if there's anything I missed out, what you thought of these movies, or if you would like me to check out anything for next month's list. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.